Chat, here we go. We got another entry in the Joreuz versus Mawkzy battle. But the surprising thing that I realized is that we actually haven't had a ton of them. In fact, maybe only one. We were just talking on with the stream before the video started here that Joreuz and Mawkzy have one matchup, and it was a legendary one at that. At the end of Feer Fest 2, which I think is the last tournament that Joreuz played in of mine, he wasn't able to make it to the swamp. These two guys met in the final, and Mawkzy was as close to winning as anybody can be without being able to finish it out. Joreuz had an insane comeback in Game 7 and was able to pull out the win. Mawkzy, who was in chat at the start of the stream, said, let's not talk about it. But he's got another opportunity. He can erase everything that happened in that game with a nice series win here today over Joreuz. But the problem is that Joreuz is not one to lose a tournament, as he's proven multiple times, even as recently as a few days ago in the EU drops 1v1, EU Pro drops 1v1. And now Joreuz is going to start off his semifinal in style. Just about a full field dribble that ends in a reset to push the ball behind Mawkzy. Mawkzy is going to be looking to find a kickoff edge here in this 1v1 between Joreuz. He has certainly got a wider array of kickoffs meeting at the ball. But the thing about Joreuz is actually the matchup between Mawkzy and Joreuz last time in the grand final was the first time I've seen somebody on multiple occasions and to much success just half flip off the diagonal kickoffs. Up until then, I hadn't really seen anybody doing it. And Joreuz did it a ton. He almost did it like exclusively when it came to diagonal kickoffs. Oh my goodness. Mawkzy, he's striking right back. He doesn't want to be the only one watching clips go in his net. He's going to force Joreuz to watch one too. Sheesh. The 107 km/h musty to finish off that play. But anyways, like I was saying, Joreuz, and ever since then, ever since that match between them two, I've seen the half flip kickoff used by lots of different players. It's really been thrown into almost everyone's arsenal. But the first time around, the battle was actually much more interesting because nowadays players have had a tough time punishing those half flip kickoffs with shots directly to net. But Mawkzy was actually doing a good job of booming shots bottom corner opposite of where Joreuz was half flipping and really forcing him to recover perfectly. If he didn't recover perfectly, it was just going to be a goal. And that was actually the interesting battle between them two, is who can shoot better or recover better off the half flip. Now, ever since then, I haven't really seen anybody been able to shoot it as well as Mawkzy did to really punish somebody. But neither one of them have gone to the half flip kickoff so far in the first couple minutes. The demo from Joreuz is going to get him his third goal. We'll see if either one of these guys push the meta forward yet again in a big game. It is a best of 7 here in the semifinals and finals. A guaranteed $400 on the line if they're able to advance into the final, with potential 1,000 to win in the grand final. Not to mention, winner of this series moves on to the cross-regional final that we'll be doing with the two players that came out of the North American portion of the tournament. And look, they're doing it right now. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Joreuz half flipping on the kickoff. Mawkzy, his way to counter it is to just try and boom it opposite corner. He's done this before, and he's actually going to be the first one to take the advantage at the start of this series. I don't think Joreuz is going to back down from half flipping. At least he didn't last time they played. He kept half flipping and just kept trying to recover faster than Mawkzy could slot it. But 1-0 in that regard to Mawkzy as we start the series off. Joreuz hook shot, really tough to be able to keep out. Mawkzy actually does get credited with a save. I wonder if that was crossbar out. Might have been crossbar in, and Mawkzy was right to get up and keep it from being a 5th goal. Joreuz knows Mawkzy's low on boost, so he's going to chip directly at net. Mawkzy pathing over as many pads as he can, but not enough to make the stop. Oh, he actually missed that one. I take it back. He was not pathing over as many pads as he can. It seemed like he was trying to, but he managed to swing wide and yet still dodge them. We're talking about direct kickoffs being in favor of Mawkzy, I would imagine, but this one goes directly at his own net. Joreuz was hoping to win that 50 inside the post, but he forced back into a wall to air dribble. Really poor first touch. In fact, he can't even continue it at all. He's going to have to give it away. Mawkzy air dribble bump, and he saved it himself. His desperation to give it a high arc. He put it too high, but Joreuz did not expect that. He did pre-jump it and was trying to save it, so he ends up running himself into the post. If Joreuz had had the wherewithal to not commit to that save very much, then he probably would have been able to take a counter. Instead, Mawkzy's going to get his goal. Are we going to see the Mawkzy flick come here soon? He's trying to slot it top left right now. That is his favorite place to put it. It's interesting, you know, the tendencies for players and the way they like to turn and flick, because it's almost as if having a dominant leg or something, because Mawkzy really does like flicking top left. He likes turning right, flicking top left, and whenever he shoots right, it's usually, or frequently, it's from adjusting that same kind of flick, but from a different angle. If you know what I'm trying to say, he still turns right and flicks left as his favorite way. Oh, Mawkzy actually might have owned goal there. Joreuz is going to get credited with his shot, which means he must have had it on target, but I don't think this is going to bounce in. Yeah. I mean, Mawkzy, from his position, was never going to be able to keep it out anyways. If he lets that come to the ground and doesn't own goal it, then... Oh, here goes another... See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't... Are we watching the same game? Did I accidentally put on a replay of Joreuz Mawkzy the last time they faced each other? This time, Joreuz does stop the immediate shot. And now, Mawkzy looking to take control. That's a really poor touch. He does not get enough forward momentum on it, and he can't protect it. Joreuz is too good. 8-4. Joreuz peeling away here in this game number 1. Mawkzy, you see him waiting to see what's going to happen after the reset, and he just cannot read how hard Mawkzy's able to pop that ball. A lot of players will get that reset, and it almost kills the play, slows the ball down, and makes the read much different than when you immediately launch it like Joreuz just did. Mawkzy's going to score right back, though. Joreuz, it's going to be really hard to make a save when you're shadowing in the air like that. You see pre-jumps a lot, but pre-jumps usually work best when you're attacking the ball, or you'll even see players try and get away with it when they're kind of hovering neutral and letting the ball come to them. But Joreuz tried to pre-jump and then boost away from the ball, which just feels like it's going to be really, really hard, especially if you're as far away from the play as he was. But Mawkzy still has a decent amount to make up in the next 30 seconds. There's the flick and a 6th goal. Mawkzy gets the ball on the right side of the field. You better start protecting the top left of your net, from Mawkzy's perspective, that is. And we actually saw Joreuz last time these two played. I swear Joreuz started to just prep for it. You know, it doesn't really make sense as a shadowing defender to go all the way to that post, because you leave almost the entire net open behind you. But Joreuz noticed that that's how he was losing it, and so he just started to protect exclusively that corner, and it worked at least for a bit. Mawkzy's going to win a direct kickoff, so all of a sudden this game that looked like it was going to be Joreuz is now more than possible. I almost wish it was a diagonal kickoff for this one, so we could see another version of Joreuz trying to win with his half flip. Mawkzy goes over the top of Joreuz, the delay kickoff to get possession. Wait! Joreuz, how did he get back? I don't understand. I thought for sure that Mawkzy was getting a goal, but Joreuz had a plan all along. Did he go off the ceiling or something? Oh my goodness. Oh, Joreuz got to get that to hit the ground. He does. My goodness, what a save from Joreuz. I thought it was over for him. He knew he was okay. And he'll go up 1-0 in this best of 7. I mean, remember, YouTube, every subscription for the next month adds $1 to the prize pool at the end of the year. So please subscribe. Game number 2. Joreuz and Mawkzy. Game 1 gave everybody what they were hoping for when they came to watch today. And will we get more of the same in this game number 2? Joreuz cannot muscle through the Mawkzy 50. Mawkzy, quick camera check to see if he's getting pre-jumped by Joreuz. What a catch. Oh my goodness, so smooth. Joreuz is ready for it. Only takes a double jump to save. Now, he's counterattacking the other way. He knows if he gets something fast enough, Mawkzy is going to be late recovering, but he actually needed a bit more heat on that shot. Joreuz trying to use this boost advantage to his betterment, as long as he sits and waits for Mawkzy to get rid of everything. But honestly, that last touch was pretty risky. Mawkzy not able to shoot off of it, but it seemed like he's going to be able to, since Joreuz launched himself with 0 boost down the field, and a surprising attack will be the Joreuz first. Joreuz equalizes a minute in. Turtle RH, thank you for the prime. Joreuz, direct kickoff win. The diagonal this time is not faked. And you never know how much faking the diagonal is affecting Mawkzy and as he preps for those. Maybe making it a bit easier on him future attempts. Mawkzy, nice double. Needed to keep the ball speed high. Got this bump. Most important thing is that the ball never slows down so that Joreuz can catch up, and the best way to do that is to launch it to the backboard and double it in. Mawkzy, another kickoff possession in his favor. You think he's going to flick top right? No, not this time. Joreuz comes... Sorry, top left, I should say. Joreuz comes to challenge, and Mawkzy can't drop the ball well enough to prevent Joreuz from taking it away. Mawkzy played a bit of keep away, and yeah, these guys have turned their ball cam off because they know it's in. Chat, if you guys want to be on screen, you have to behave. Otherwise, you'll be taken off. You hear me? You guys going to be behaving? Mawkzy, wow, direct kickoff goal. Oh, interesting. Joreuz just completely missed the setup. Mawkzy backing off here, giving Joreuz room. He lost the bounce on his dribble, but he still has a great hook shot set up. Mawkzy actually covers it. He pre-jumped to cover the initial shot, and Joreuz slowed down. Yet still, ball did not get cut past him. Now he's looking at Joreuz to see if he could potentially undercut him, but I don't think the timing worked out for it. Instead, he tries to pop the ball. Joreuz gets it over him, and it's a soft enough shot that Mawkzy will be okay. And I'm surprised Mawkzy didn't even maybe try and catch it, slow it down. He did feel panicked enough to push it out to midfield. Now Joreuz, as he sends the ball to the moon, heads to the net. Mawkzy doesn't know what to do to break down Joreuz. Tries to go for the safe backflip. Doesn't commit very hard. Launches the ball potentially to a place where Joreuz needs to save, but he's handled that so far. This one's also too high, but Mawkzy follows it up. And Joreuz had the boost. He had the boost. If he was able to get this read fast enough, it's just a pretty awkward read going directly over your head. He had to know Mawkzy was coming in, so he needed to try and reach that ball a bit earlier. Joreuz, not a ton of power on this flick, and it's going to result in Mawkzy clearing back to the orange half. Almost got an unfortunate bounce. He will stay only down 3. Pinch from Joreuz to stop the wall to air dribble. First touch is not great, and Joreuz actually wants to try and capitalize on that. But the aggressive dive will make the deficit even larger. Mawkzy. Oh, Oh, interesting. He's staying on ball instead of going to steal that boost immediately. In fact, he's not even stealing it at all. I was just going to completely leave. Another rolling hook shot setup for Joreuz. He's going for a super tight angle double. Mawkzy can see what's coming and stop it. Look at these wall dashes. Mawkzy brought himself right into this play with those dashes. Minute 20 left to go. Don't blame Joreuz for this power shot. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that needs to go through if he's going to make up 4 goals. Needs to just be aggressively attacking the net. Every take he takes should be whatever he thinks is the fastest way to score. And right now, this 50 could do it, should do it. Within 3. Mawkzy flying a bit past the challenge, having to try and turn back. Cannot get enough to keep it out. Bumping Joreuz here. Oh, he missed his shot though. Maybe because he was still recovering slightly from having gotten the bump. Joreuz stealing reset. He looks so dangerous from these spots, and it's going to be a fake this time, and it'll go in. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. There's nothing scarier than a good setup from Joreuz when he's got his reset. You have to jump. You just have to. But this time, Joreuz doesn't take it. Within 2, 40 seconds. Trying to get ahead of Mawkzy this time to maybe get bumped into the boost. But doesn't. Still able to recover, prevent Mawkzy from getting possession. So now Joreuz trying to break him down on the goal line, and does! Now he's got 30 full seconds, or just about 30 full seconds to get his last one. He has been striking true the past few moments. An important kickoff here for both these guys. Mawkzy in order to stop the bleeding. Joreuz to try and make his way back. And he'll be back. Mawkzy does not stop the bleeding. Tied 6-6. The wave dash kickoff. He did everything right, but he forgot about the fact that he needed to touch the ball. He was absolutely going to win the race to the ball, but it's like he got into his animation where he wave dashes and rushes to the sidewall and doesn't think about where the ball is. Wait, a half flip kickoff. Joreuz recovers this one. I think Joreuz feels like as long as he does it perfect, there's nothing Mawkzy can do. I think that when Joreuz got scored on the first time, he probably was like, yeah, you know what, I didn't half flip good enough. But as long as I hit it right, I feel good about saving it. So he's gone right back to it. Mawkzy at 0 seconds, 28 boost, and this is going to hit ground. So overtime in game number 2. Wave dash kickoff for Mawkzy. Once again, Joreuz is able to box him out. But Mawkzy has convinced him to take it into the orange half, and now he's chasing it down. He'll die. So Joreuz has a take with a lot of space. A respawning Mawkzy. What's he going to go to? A bounce that Mawkzy should be able to save, but he does force Mawkzy into net. So another attack is coming soon, and Mawkzy wasn't ready for it. He creeped out to midfield in an attempt to stop him before he got started, but Joreuz was ready for that. The cut directly back at net makes Mawkzy's lineup look poor. If Joreuz had even took it slightly out to midfield, Mawkzy's line isn't as bad as it ended up being. But Joreuz is going to go up 2-0, stealing this game a bit in this best of 7. Game number 3. It feels like such an equal battle so far. Yeah, we're looking at a scoreline completely in favor of Joreuz. Mawkzy going to get the first scoring attempt of this game, but a weak one at that, as he puts on a pretty easily to save power shot that Joreuz proves it's easy to save because he turns it immediately into a goal of his own. Jelly, thank you for the tier 1. The brand new tier 1. Good to have you here. Joreuz pre-jumping the wall to air dribble. We saw him try and pinch it directly for a shot previously. This time he's just trying to break Mawkzy up, and now he's trying to force Mawkzy to own goal, but Mawkzy does a good job not to do that. And now on 0 boost. Can he stop Joreuz? He cannot. Joreuz tries to force him to own goal, does force him to not pick up his own boost, and then knows Mawkzy will not be rising to the occasion anytime soon now that he's starved out. So as long as I get this shot there quick and high, there's nothing he could do. Shango, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. Mawkzy. There's his flick. This time comes a bit too close to net. He has to put it over the top of the crossbar to make sure Joreuz doesn't get a touch. He's going to get another flick here. This time soft. Joreuz in and out of the net so fast, but Mawkzy able to put a body up in the way of the clear. Now, Mawkzy just going to slam the ball into the corner. I'm not sure what his plan was with that one. Now he's got Joreuz chasing him down. Somehow, some way, manages not to get touched. And that fake challenge, I think, just got Mawkzy to pop the ball. It wasn't even much of a fake challenge, but the way Joreuz is moving around the map right now has Mawkzy on edge. So he sees that white Fennec slightly turn towards him, and he's popping the ball. This demo, though, gets him his first. Mawkzy kickoff opportunity. Once again, just slams a shot on net that's going to force Joreuz into net. But Joreuz has a really good recovery there. Mawkzy's just hoping that he can outplay him even still. Just was barely not able to do so here. Now he stole the boost from Joreuz, and you can see Joreuz knows he's getting scored on. Tried to set up a wave dash there, it seems, on the side of the wall. Not sure that would have mattered. Mawkzy staying on ball with the little boost that he does have. He's never needed a ton of boost. First flicks, he got the demo! Joreuz took his time in making this save. We sit here with an 85 boost. Feels like if he wanted to, he could have jumped much earlier, but he decides to try and stay on the ground and make the save into the corner so that he can control it. I mean, he could jump immediately in aerial, but it's going to cost him a lot of boost. It's going to touch it to a place he can't likely control, and then, you know, he's just got less left over. So he just feels like might as well wait, save it, and really take a possession. But the problem is Mawkzy is hunting him down and not going to let that happen. Nice little backflip to play keep away. Obviously, Joreuz not expecting that. Mawkzy up 4-2. We've seen a lead for Mawkzy before, though, but we haven't seen it when it comes time to hit 0 seconds. This slow dribble almost turns into an opportunity. Mawkzy does well not to commit too hard to the challenge. There's the flick. Maybe not the power that he needs, but the quick setup is what he needed on this one. Yeah, Joreuz chasing behind him. If he didn't get it off quickly, Joreuz might have been there to intercept it. Mawkzy wall to air dribble. Going to use the ceiling for the reset. Falling from above the ball takes a lot of his options away. Pinch is one of the only ones, and Joreuz is not going to be too worried about that. Mawkzy, you got to think he's flicking top left the way he normally plays, and that is not the flick he was looking for. He was looking for certainly a much stronger one. Joreuz, wow, trying to get the ball to move outside of the angle of Mawkzy is incredibly ambitious this close to net. You know, these are the kind of plays you make when someone has to dive from really far out of the net to catch back up to you. All you have to do is give it some slight sideways movement, and they'll probably go flying past. But when you're really close to the net, the person gets to close the distance right away. The chances of you getting it around them in time is really low. And the problem with going for that play is you don't protect the ball at all, because you have to go all the way on the side of it. So that's why it's a pretty risky play. You have to be sure that you're going to move it out of the challenger's way. And so that close to Mawkzy, he's able to get the challenge and then have no car behind him stopping him from pushing it to the orange half. But 6-2 for Mawkzy. This is a dangerous scoreline for him. I can't remember what the time left was the last time Mawkzy was up by a similar amount in a crucial game and wasn't able to finish it off, but Joreuz is going to start working his way back within 3 with a minute 12. Mawkzy lobs a flick, but can't follow it up. But every moment he's in control of the ball, it's in his favor. He's not even going to risk taking this across the net. Cutting back to the corner instead. Boom ball. He's just got to play keep away. As Joreuz turns in field, he can't have him getting a touch uncontested. Ooh, Joreuz, nice undercut. He's going to have the boost advantage now on the trip back to net. Mawkzy with nothing. Can't stop him. So 28 seconds. A lot of time wasted. You can tell Mawkzy was not really interested in getting a good scoring opportunity. He's not trying to push it up even harder. He was just trying to waste as much time as possible. Wave dash kickoff perfected this time. Exactly what you want to see from Mawkzy, and now he knows it's worth putting up another goal, especially when it's as free as this one. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see from somebody using the wave dash kickoff. Launches out of the midfield while even undercutting Joreuz, getting his recovery even later than he otherwise would have, even if he wasn't, because he's going to be slower anyways because he wasn't wave dashing, but on top of the fact that Mawkzy undercut him, guarantees that Mawkzy will be the first to the ball. Joreuz throwing the GG for this one. 7-4. Mawkzy not going down without a fight. He'll get his first game. 2-1 to Joreuz as we head to game number 4. Game number 4. Joreuz and Mawkzy. Joreuz still with the lead, but not pulling away with it as hard as he could have, as Mawkzy looks to win some of his games. Do you have not? Why do you not have autosave replays? I think I do, actually. I think there's a way I can find it. Mawkzy, look at him go. Look at this bounce dribble. You don't need to do any fancy mechanics to get a goal on one of the better defenders. All you got to do is cut the ball back and forth. I mean, honestly, that is kind of fancy mechanics, if we're being fully truthful. Absolutely slicing and dicing Joreuz up in net. Mawkzy's starting to take the ball away from net and backflipping a moon ball towards it. Joreuz giving a ton of space, and it's going to be tough to make a save. Mawkzy's going to go air dribble bump, but Joreuz decided getting 100 was worth putting up the big window for Mawkzy to score on. And because he gave such a big window, he's got to flip back out in order to try and stop it. And that's what makes him react to the air dribble bump late. You got to be reacting to air dribble bumps almost before they start. You got to see them coming and jump over the top of them. That's how most of the best air dribble bump defenders play it. Oh my god. How many times has this happened? How many times has Mawkzy been a couple pixels ahead of Joreuz? I feel like that situation has come up multiple times. This time he does die. Joreuz looking for a double reset. Mawkzy gives him the nice one. Because what else can you say? You see him use the first one. No way does he have another one. You'd be wrong about that. Joreuz is able to muscle it through. Wave dash kick out for Mawkzy. This flick could have been better. I think he was trying to put something on target to force Joreuz to make a save. Still has Joreuz pinned in net. Joreuz not going to come out to the ball this time, and look at the placements on this shot from Mawkzy. You've seen Joreuz in and out. Oh, he didn't get as good of a landing as he could have. And Mawkzy goes crossbar down. Interesting pinch from Joreuz to actually clear this away. He didn't have a ton of space to put the ball, and he ends up pancaking it with the back wall in order to squeeze it to the corner that Mawkzy isn't in. Mawkzy, great read. Joreuz trying to turn and challenge and falls right into the trap that Mawkzy had set. He was ready to make that flick, and as soon as he saw the front end of Joreuz's car, Joreuz, no air dribble bump this time around. Mawkzy up early, like I talked about. No air dribble, period. Whether there's going to be a bump or not. Mawkzy deleted. All the space in the world, and Mawkzy's actually able to cover it up. Joreuz, who's trying to gain control of the ball and take his open attack, doesn't even really get a chance to because Mawkzy is back at him so fast. Nice shot from Joreuz, though. There's his third. Mawkzy forced to back off after respawning and probably using the very little boost he did have to close the distance between him and Joreuz. Now has to retreat. Joreuz attacks through the sky with perfection, something that he's known for. Mawkzy trying to turn a tough setup into a goal, and very low on boost. Somewhat of a dangerous single jump here around the net in order to try and finish it off, but this is why he saw a plan to get himself a goal, and he was not worried. With Joreuz shadowed in net, not likely he was going to get a tough save, and then the final bump is enough to put himself up 2. Joreuz looking to take Mawkzy's boost and then cut to the other side of the field, but Mawkzy is there to stop him from doing that. Mawkzy dangerous as he falls from the ceiling directly above the ball. He is not protecting a clear to his side, but he's able to get down just in time to prevent the open take. Joreuz now off the wall with a late recovering Mawkzy, who's been trying to bump, and I mean, you almost know for sure it's going in. Try to imagine a world in which Mawkzy finds a way to stop Joreuz while retreating from midfield with absolutely zero, not even a pad around. He's basically at Joreuz's mercy. If Joreuz messes up, he's lucky. If not, he's getting scored on. Joreuz not enough time to go for boost here, he knows. So he turns back on the ball to pop it. Mawkzy plays a bit of keep away as well, launching it high, and he's had a few different finishing touches like that have gone awry, if you ask me. Joreuz from the ceiling, top right, he's tied the game. Mawkzy needs to somehow prevent these from ever starting. Maybe it comes down to just better shots on the other side of the field, because I was just talking about how that shot was really, not threatening at all. And the less threatening of a shot, the easier that Joreuz's save and setup for his own attack the other way is going to be. So if you keep him solid, you keep him top right, you force Joreuz to make awkward saves, he's not going to be able to just pick up corner boost and go for a full field O dribble on you. It's going to be a bit more awkward, going to give you more time to recover. And Joreuz has proved that anytime you give him that opportunity, he's scoring it. Mawkzy a demo though, and regain the lead. Under a minute. Joreuz staying on ball off kickoff despite no boost. He doesn't need any. Able to body Mawkzy into a wide recovery through the corner boost, and then uses his car perfectly to get all the power he needs. Mawkzy looking to try and tie up this game, or sorry, not tie up this game, tie up this series by taking the next goal. Joreuz wants to go up 3-1. He's able to play a bit of keep away. He should get this goal. Joreuz chasing him down. Not for the first time in this series. Once again, a couple different swipes at him feel only a few pixels away. But Mawkzy does a good job. 20 seconds. The pressure on for the man who becomes a diamond under pressure. And the air triple bump gives him a 7th. Mawkzy almost makes it back. Was he gonna have a chance here? Oh, man, almost. Mawkzy, camera check. Joreuz didn't come to the kickoff at all. That backflip is not it. It's going to lead to a Joreuz worst case scenario. Mawkzy, can he stop him now? He can. Joreuz went for a double. Wait, the ball's still in the air. We might not have overtime. Interesting first touch from Mawkzy. I don't think he's going to be able to get back to this one. Is he? Wait a second. This game is still going on. That's hitting ground, right? No, I'm going to stop predicting that's going to hit ground because it's never hitting ground. Joreuz is going to score. Oh my goodness, Mawkzy gets the save. And that one's hitting ground. Surely? No, of course not. There we go. It finally hit the ground. Joreuz, first possession of overtime. His flick has no business going in. Mawkzy makes sure it doesn't. Has recovered and picked up his 100. This one should also be savable. In fact, Mawkzy gets the right read that he doesn't even need to worry about the save. That instead, he should worry about the play of his own. And oh my goodness, Joreuz reacting with probably about under 10 boost, I imagine, in net, but just enough to get the save. And now he's trying once again to lob the ball at net and demo Mawkzy, and Mawkzy somehow gets away with it. Instead of his car being pixels ahead, this time it's actually pixels enough behind such that his wheels barely clip on the top of Joreuz's car, but Joreuz able to get his 8th as Mawkzy can't stay in control of this ball. He was trying to cut it back towards the orange half. Joreuz was there to prevent that, and we'll go up 3-1 in this best of 7. Game number 5, Mawkzy has to have the insane comeback this time around in the matchup between these two. It's going to need to be 3 straight game wins. And it's not like he's not possible or not capable of doing so. I think there's at least 2 Joreuz wins that we have now that felt like Mawkzy wins for maybe 4.5 minutes. But Joreuz always seems to find a way. Long shot from Joreuz to start the game, and I don't think Mawkzy's getting back to this one. Mawkzy, he's been scoring these pinches, but not this time around. Oh my goodness, Joreuz launched that so high. He's actually going to be able to double it in. Wait, Mawkzy got the save. What a read. A goal for Mawkzy. Yeah, Joreuz correctly throws out the what a save. The cadence of this shot is really hard to time because Joreuz takes so many, doubles on the way into doing it, and yet Mawkzy still was there. A well-earned goal for him. Mawkzy trying to stay in control of this ball in his corner. Joreuz not able to take it away and cut on net. So now Mawkzy with time and space. Is he going to carry the ball again? He's falling off the front of his car, but he actually likes that position for strong flicks. Joreuz covers this one though, and actually Mawkzy just seems slow on the recovery. It didn't seem like Joreuz should have been able to shoot this. I want to watch and see what Mawkzy's doing here. Oh yeah, he misses the 100 and then goes for the other 100. So just very poor retreat to his net. Okay, Mawkzy's no longer trying to slot in the bottom corner to counter Joreuz on the half flip. Instead, he's just taking the ball into his half and getting the first possession, which is a win. It is a win at a kickoff. You might not be scoring off of it, but the last thing you want as a result of a kickoff is the other player getting a carry towards your net. Joreuz gets the first save, but he's not going to be able to get the second. His challenge did get Mawkzy to jump. But doesn't matter. Still, the tying goal goes in. Joreuz up the side wall. Front flipping is a way to get there faster. Grab the boost and land perfectly directed up the wall, but still didn't matter. Now he's got his full field dribble. He's threatening top left, and he shot too high. Mawkzy now is going to have some space and time. Joreuz reset on 100. Still flicking to a position that, or sorry, retreating to a position that Mawkzy is going to flick on. Mawkzy going top left yet again. 103 km/h. That didn't even really feel like a strong Mawkzy flick. That's what's crazy. You know, that one came out. I was like, yeah, that one was fine for Mawkzy standards, and yet it was still 100 km/h. Another kickoff goal. 4-2. Joreuz has actually been able to match this wave dash kickoff pretty well with his standard kickoff, which normally in the game of rock, paper, scissors kickoff, I would say that the wave dash is a pretty good counter to people who are exclusively going standard. But Joreuz is showing that not to be the case. He's done a good job of making them fairly equal. Of course, the kickoff right before this one was a wave dash for Mawkzy and a standard for Joreuz, which was scored immediately. But the reason why I bring that up is it's actually one of the first times that I feel like it's clearly been in favor of Mawkzy, whereas most of them have been more 50-50. Joreuz trying to drop a tight angle. Mawkzy forced to try and make the save, which made it possible for Joreuz to have a follow-up, but couldn't find anything. Zero boost for Joreuz. Mawkzy needs to keep this high on his way to the net, and he drops it just low enough for a backflip. Padilla save it. Joreuz in and out of the net off the wall. He didn't really have much choice other than to come off the wall after recovering from the first one, but he makes it work out perfectly. Now Mawkzy on the wrong side of this ball doesn't really know what to do in terms of staying in control of it and picking up boost, so he does have to give it away. Picks up the midfield, and wow, Joreuz just a front flip flick. I'll watch it again from his perspective. You don't really see people doing tons of front flip flicks nowadays. I mean, almost everybody wants to give a slight turn and diagonal flip to get the extra power, but Joreuz just launches it with the tail end of his car. A nice front flip. And he's got himself tied in this game. Look at that shot from Mawkzy. That is the Mawkzy corner up there. That is where he likes to put shots. You can reserve that top left corner for Mawkzy. Joreuz trying to get a 50 after gaining possession immediately. Mawkzy can recover, but forced into net. So now Joreuz with 100. Mawkzy with the few pads he's going to be able to pick up in the process of this dribble happening. And he actually uses it to go off the wall, make the save, and even get a goal. Mawkzy, a great defensive performance here. We talk about how Joreuz is nearly impossible to stop when he gets to his dribble. But talk about getting to a dribble when Mawkzy had zero. I mean, as the dribble started, Mawkzy had zero. He had to take a trip out to pick up a few pads and then get up onto the side wall, and did it all before Joreuz could get the shot. Mawkzy only half-heartedly attempting to shoot that one, saving what he had in his tank for the follow-up, but he's forced all the way back to the blue half. Another shot that Joreuz is in and out of the net, recovering quickly from. Joreuz going to be careful on low boost. Yeah, Mawkzy's likely to come chase him down, and he does escape. No goal in the process. Oh, Mawkzy, you don't want to be chipping that post randomly, but it actually ends up being okay. He's able to stop Joreuz from finding that angle. Now 30 seconds left to go. Joreuz needs 2. Mawkzy, quick camera check to see if he's being chased down, which he is not. Every bit of time spent on the orange half could help end the game. Joreuz, this touch is going to be really hard to score. I saw a slight pogo in his eyes there for a second, but not the context as he points his car down. Mawkzy would be slamming on a 7th if it weren't for the fact that the game is over. And it'll be 2 game wins for Mawkzy as he slowly attempts to get 3 straight. The back and forth between 2 players who, almost regardless of how this series ends now, have been maybe the 2 at making the highest, like, what am I trying to say? The highest average content in a 1 series, because they've only ever played 2 series against each other, and now both of them have been, if you ask me, very exciting. We'll have to see how this one ends. The last one had one of the best, if not the best ending of a match I've ever watched. And, you know, I told these guys the script earlier, but we'll see if they stick to it. Joreuz looking to get his first goal as he tries to regain control of this series. Not that he's been out of control for a long time, but Mawkzy did have the edge in this previous game. Joreuz forced into the air as Mawkzy swings in for a bump or demo. And the problem is that Joreuz can just easily take the full field. He doesn't mind that you force him into the air. There's the Mawkzy flick. This is... I wonder how fast this one goes in as, because I was saying the 100 km/h one was not it. I guess 108. But this is 108 from farther out. I feel like that's slowed down a bit by the time it went in. That is the filthy flick. This one, not quite as perfect top left in the Mawkzy corner as he's normally used to putting it, but enough power that Joreuz didn't stand a chance. These 2 chasing this ball down. Joreuz actually going to completely turn away from it. I didn't think that Mawkzy was in that good of a position to protect the ball as he retreated back, but Joreuz seemed to think so since he didn't want to mess with it. Wow, what a double. In order to get this into the corner, Mawkzy was not able to pop it like he wanted to. He was trying to single jump into the ball. Joreuz from that same exact position. Not nearly the same kind of flick that we see from Mawkzy. The car is reversed in that spot, and you know Mawkzy's launching it into the top left corner. Now a bounce dribble. A bounce dribble with really a carry. Mawkzy almost never lets it touch the ground. Joreuz managed to make a second save off of the first awkward touch. Mawkzy once again just barely able to evade the demo from Joreuz. He's like, I need to get it. I know you just evaded it, but I need to get it because I need to see you die. And so he just turns and drives right back to him. He isn't able to make anything out of it, but sometimes you just need to make your point. Ooh, what a shot. Mawkzy's ready for it, but there are a lot of defenders who might turn slightly upfield in that moment, and that would have been too much to get back for. Joreuz in and out of his net yet again. Mawkzy is just trying to play keep away when that happens. Not even trying to shoot. Just trying to get ball movement such that the recovery ends up missing. Now he's got himself another good opportunity. Even from this position where it seems like top right is probably the best angle to go for. Joreuz was recovering on the left side of the net. Still, Mawkzy seems to be looking for his corner up there. Joreuz now trying to get a possession going. This has been a very low-scoring game by these 2 standards. Mawkzy once again approaching the ball, trying to get Joreuz uncomfortable, trying to get him to jump early, and Mawkzy's not going to be able to get back to this one. We saw the same kind of save from Joreuz, showing you how it's possible to make it work. You got to pass it up to yourself and double it, which is exactly what Mawkzy was trying to do. Trying to put it off the backboard and then double it to the corner. but he could not match Joreuz's defensive effort. So it will be a tie game. Mawkzy hoping for Joreuz to 50 him there. Didn't really have an angle to shoot, and he thought if Joreuz would tackle here, I could low 50 and turn it into something, but Joreuz smarter than that to go for that play. Now Mawkzy just ripping the ball to top speed. Not sure what his plan was there. It's hard to control the ball when you do something like that, but we've seen a lot more 1v1 players doing that recently. Oh my goodness, nice save. Joreuz's shot is decently far away from the net that Mawkzy has time to get that read, but he is going to be able to recover for this one. Joreuz, instead of trying to muscle through the first attempt, backs off the ball and tries to prepare to score the follow-up, and he actually is not able to. Mawkzy's wave dash will bump Joreuz and will buy him a bit of time, but Joreuz is going to take this ball on a bounce dribble, trying to look top shelf. Mawkzy able to get a save again. He had to fall so far into the other corner. Joreuz trying to fake him. It felt like Mawkzy went so deep into the corner that he might have just been able to shoot opposite and score without any recovery, but instead, Joreuz wanted to dust him and have him go flying by, and that did not happen. Mawkzy now forced to make another save. Joreuz the bump, did not get it. Can Mawkzy keep it up? He can. This should be a game 7. Joreuz tries to go to all reliable in the final moments, but he did not calculate the time left in the game correctly. I'm sure he was hoping that even if Mawkzy stopped him, that the clock would save him, but it did not. Mawkzy sends it to game 7 between these two yet again. Game 7. The final game to decide who moves on to the grand final, but also who will represent the EU servers when it comes to the cross-region battle in a few weeks. Will it be Mawkzy, the up-and-coming 1v1 main, the youngster who grinds the game mode and has looked like one of the better players in it recently, or Joreuz, the man who refuses to lose a tournament? Mawkzy is going to throw this inside the left post, but Joreuz says it's my fault. He throws a what a save. I should have had that. Which, to be fair, he does pull off and point his car up probably too much, whereas if he had stayed angled towards that side, he gets that save. Or at least he certainly thinks so. Mawkzy's going to get another 2-0. Last time around in this situation, Mawkzy took a hefty lead that he couldn't hold on to. What lead would Mawkzy feel safe with now? I don't think he'll feel safe with any lead until the clock hits 0 and he's officially winning the game. Joreuz gets his first. Will we see any half-flip kickoffs again from Joreuz? Mawkzy most recently has won those exchanges by reading them and taking the ball into his half. They've been going back and forth. Mawkzy able to get over the top of him, and wow, another time that these guys are respecting each other's recoveries so much that they aren't just trying to place the ball the hardest place to get to. You know, if Mawkzy thinks Joreuz isn't going to get back, he just tries to squeeze it in on that near post as tight as possible. But, you know, Joreuz in the exact same situation also didn't do that to Mawkzy. They tried to get the other player to miss as they recovered to that position and then go the other way. And just surprising the respect they have for these guys' defensive ability. Joreuz throwing a wood himself. He's thinking that he's not playing the best here at the start of this series. Mawkzy looking for top left. How many times have we said that? He's got himself another carry, but you could tell this one was not going to be caught as clean. He was trying to rush it a bit, and that first touch brought him out to midfield. Joreuz saw that he was weak on that dribble. Challenges him before any outplay can be made. I don't really think Mawkzy from that position could have popped it over the top of him, as he was still trying to gain control of it. Power shot. Joreuz, maybe not as clean a recovery as we're used to seeing from him, as he has saved almost every single one of these, cleanly landing upside down in net and flying back out. This time he slams into the post, and he cannot get back. 4-2 for Joreuz. Mawkzy a fifth, a nice 50 in this corner. Joreuz using the last bit of his boost, was planning on being able to escape with that. Mawkzy, the kickoff win. Joreuz has been pinching these to stop them, and he's do it again. He's actually not even going to back off the ball. Well, he decides better of it, as he tries to defend from, oh, what a save. Over the top of the air dribble bump. Now he needs some offense of his own. Can't see Mawkzy hiding behind the ball. He goes for his dribble, and he's able to 50 it in. Joreuz looking best when he goes for those resets on air dribbles. He just always seems to make it work out. This time, it doesn't go in on the initial touch, but he's able to follow it up for a goal. Mawkzy tapping the ball down, going for one of the safest possible shots he could take, just hoping that the follow-up would be in his favor, but it was not. Joreuz escapes and says, you're going to have to put something a bit more threatening on my net than that. I am too good in defense and too good in the counterattack for you to do anything but perfection when shooting on me. Joreuz going to be able to control this kickoff likely, which is actually something that hasn't been happening here at the start of the series. Within one now. Mawkzy had the better start for sure. He's rocking only pads here as he flicks off the crossbar. Actually becomes incredibly dangerous for him. He knows now that he has set Joreuz up with a great position, and Joreuz going top right. If you ask Mawkzy, he doesn't even think it's allowed to be flicked there. He thinks flicks go exclusively top left, but no. Joreuz shows it is possible to put it on both sides of the net. And he ties at the game in doing so. Mawkzy wall to air dribble. Where is Joreuz? That was a mistake as he retreated to the corner. I want to see what it was. Oh, he just missed the boost. He absolutely should have been around that save. I could tell something went down. Diagonal kickoffs for Joreuz have been standard kickoffs in this game 7. Not messing around with the half flip. Just a great read of the challenge. Sometimes 1v1 is as simple as that. Carrying the ball, just staring Mawkzy down as soon as he sees him finally commit. Just a double jump to keep it away. These two fighting over possession here with 0 boost. Joreuz going to be the first to get some. Mawkzy actually got a decent amount from pads. He's going to flick into his favorite spot, and why not? Sure, this one's a little bit off the top left, but you know where he's looking. And I'm telling you, Joreuz was basically pre-jumping last time he played Mawkzy. Mawkzy would get a carry, and he'd just go jump up there and wait. And then Mawkzy would just put it up at him, because that is just where Mawkzy always wants to go to. Mawkzy double jump and bump puts him up 2. Minute left to go. It's these kickoffs that I think have been the reason why Mawkzy's playing so well. We've kind of almost seen the flow of the game match the kickoffs. We saw Joreuz winning a few and starting to equalize the game. But now a couple in a row will go back in favor of the blue team. And look, I mean, Joreuz wins one back, and now he's within 1 again. Wave dash from Mawkzy. Wentz, terrible. Did not get anywhere near center enough on the ball. Ends up just being a wall that Joreuz can set up his play with. Minute left to go. Joreuz chasing Mawkzy down. Is able to get him. He's going to bring it directly at the net. He knows Mawkzy's not spawning in time. 8-8. Actually, insane the way these guys write these scripts. Every kickoff so crucial. We just saw a game that ended 3-2 with, I think, 12 saves for Mawkzy. And now the saves have not been there. It's been all offense. 8-8. The flick! Mawkzy! Doing it in Mawkzy fashion. Joreuz throws the woo, but what can you do? When he's hitting him, it can be tough. I mean, he shadows a bit too close, I would say. Shadowing slightly farther away might make it easier on him on making that save, but Mawkzy executing when it matters. And another kickoff win. Doesn't even need to take this necessarily directly at Joreuz, but he is going to. And he's got it. A 10th. 10-8. The scoring in this game is insane. Mawkzy able to read the Joreuz challenge, and then the recovery from Joreuz is a bit panicky. I think he was expecting something quicker. Didn't need to get up as fast as he did. But we see anything cheeky from him on the kickoff. It's wave dash from Mawkzy, and he wins the race to the boost. Now I could see some time wasting, and we are going to see time wasting. Mawkzy back into his corner. He's going to pick up his 100. You see Joreuz being safe. He wants to make Mawkzy get rid of it, but he knows that diving will just get him scored on. Mawkzy is perfecting the end of the game. Joreuz says GG's. Credit to Mawkzy this time around. He held on to the lead and was able to keep the man who just refuses to lose tournaments out of the grand final. Mawkzy with a chance to take it all. He'll be the first player representing the EU servers against Jack and First Killer. The 1v1 legend looks for maybe his biggest win yet as he advances. What a series. What a series between these two. Everybody got what they came for. Unless you're exclusively a Joreuz fan, you didn't get your Joreuz win, but that was a great series.